This recipe is so wonderful and so versatile, you can use any extract you like. You can flavor this cookie dough with anything: peppermint, mint, chocolate, vanilla, anything you like. You can even use this recipe and flavor it with lemon in the spring or summer. It's perfectly versatile for any time of the year. The first tip is to keep all of your ingredients really cold. I keep mine in the refrigerator until I'm ready to mix them. Keeping them nice and cold helps with the no spread process. Another special tip I have is to put confectioner sugar down on your rolling mat or your rolling surface. It's otherwise known as powdered sugar. I also like to put my rolling pin in it and dip my cookie cutters in it. That keeps everything from sticking. In this bowl, I have 2 sticks of room temperature butter. I'm going to add in some salt and some sugar. This is 1 cup of sugar. I'll have the full recipe listed below so you can easily put this together. This is unsalted butter, but I've used salted butter before and it works just fine. I'm going to put the mixer on low. We want to keep it on low and mix it just until it's mixed. Don't be afraid to stop and scrape down the bowl. We only want to mix this on low because we don't want to whip any air into our dough. We are halfway done with our recipe. We have the first 3 ingredients in, and now we have 3 more left, one of which is a very cold egg. I had this egg ready in the refrigerator, and I even put my extract in the refrigerator to keep it nice and cold. This is one of the things that helps the dough from spreading, keeping the ingredients nice and cold. Of course, you don't want to keep the butter cold because it won't mix up. So you have to just keep the eggs and the extract cold. Once again, we'll turn our mixer on low and mix it just until the egg and the extract are incorporated. While mixing on low, I'm going to start adding our flour. I mixed it just till it was all incorporated, and now I'm going to stop and take just a second to scrape down the bowl and make sure everything is incorporated. Then I'll mix it just a couple minutes longer if needed. We'll put the mixer back on low, and when the dough starts cleaning the sides of the bowl, we know it's done. Another way to tell if the dough is done is just take your finger and press into the dough. If it imprints and doesn't stick to your finger, that's another way to tell that it's ready to use. Now we're ready to get rolling out our dough. I have my powdered sugar that I'm going to put down to keep the dough from sticking. I've divided up my dough, and I'm just going to use a small portion at a time. When you're dividing your dough, you don't want to handle it very much. Handle it as little as possible. And I'll also put some powdered sugar on my rolling pin to also help it keep from sticking. The more you handle your dough, the more it could warm up from the temperature of your hands. And when the dough is warm, that's what causes it to spread. So go ahead and just take your rolling pin and roll out just a portion that's big enough to cut a few cookies. I like to have mine about 1/8 of an inch thick. I don't like really thin, fragile, delicate cookies. I like a nice, big, hearty, soft, chewy cookie. It is so wonderful that once we get our cookies cut out, we don't have to worry about chilling the dough before or after we cut our cookies out. This recipe is so great and versatile, you can completely skip that step that most cookie recipes have. It's so nice to be able to use the confectioner sugar, or as most of us call it, powdered sugar, instead of the flour on the rolling board. Let's preheat our oven to 325. If you'd like to color your cookie dough, this would be the time to do so. Get yourself some food-grade gloves just like this, and you can get this coloring online at any wedding or baking store. I happen to get this at Walmart in the craft section where they have the wedding items. I have dipped my cookie cutter in some powdered sugar as well, and that'll keep it from sticking. Then I'll just move right along using the dough the very best I can. Of course, we can always take the scraps and wrap them back up together and completely roll them out again. But we don't want to handle the dough too much because we don't want to warm it up. Now we'll just peel away the edges and lift up our Valentine cookies with our spatula. There are so many ways you can get creative with your cookies. I have this straw here. I'm going to dip it in a little bit of powdered sugar, and as you can see, it makes a little design. Just put it in and twist it, and it puts a nice little decorative hole in the cookie. It's just one more way to make your cookies extra special. Now it's time for the fun part. I have some colored sugar here. These little sprinkles are from Walmart, and I even have some white sugar crystals and some purple sugar sprinkles. As you can see, these cookies turned out just wonderful, and they have a really nice, sharp, clean edge. They didn't spread, and they look magnificent. I am so happy you are here, and I would be so honored if you would hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. That way you'll get notified whenever I have more fun, easy, great recipes.